All right, we've got our $25 winner from Michigan versus Washington. And frankly, I'm good thing we limited to one person because over 10 people got it right at some point throughout the week. But Jace Henneveld is our winner. So Jace, I'm going to go in sometime this afternoon. I'm going to reply to your prediction on a video from like last Tuesday or something like that, and make sure you reply back to me and give me your Venmo. If it's easier, also DM me on Twitter at James Yoder with your Venmo. I'll hit you with $25 for properly predicting. I had some other ones: Colton Carmody, Adam A., Jacob Blair, Frank Femur. There's about 10 or 12 more that got it right. I do want to call out two people: Mark Cece, you shyster, Alexander Rowe, one of many shysters, going back and doing the editing of their comments. The data and analytics team is all over you guys, so no more shenanigans, please, on those score predictions, or I won't be able to do anymore. Jace, I will reply to you. Give me your Venmo or DM me it on Twitter at James Yoder. It's Michigan football versus Northern Illinois. A little preview, prediction, some inside info coming up right now. We are presented by BetQL. If you've seen the show before, you know the deal. chatsports.com/MichiganQL. If you're going to put any money on games, which you should, unless you have a gambling problem. It's very fun. Not if you have a problem. BetQL gives you insights, data, analytics, tells you which games to bet. Get 25% off of their subscription service, chatsports.com/MichiganQL, promo code ChatMichigan. Let's take a look at this one. So, I saw some of the people in the comments saying, wow, James, you say the word so a lot. So, whatever. It might be a little tick, a little go-to word. Anyway, so here's today's little fun thing to do, contest, whatever you want to call it. Count how many times I said the word so. First person to get the number accurately, I guess that means Marshall, producer Marshall, or I, we're going to have to watch the video and count them ourselves to make sure we get it right. Comment how many times I say the word so. I'll put this as like a pinned comment down below. Just reply to that. First person to accurately get it right, I'm going to Venmo them $10. Let's have a little fun here on a Friday. Open yourself up a Bud Light or your favorite cocktail and just count how many times I say so. Put in the comments, $10. Do it first. So, might have to watch this on 2x speed if you want to have an advantage over the other folks on the show. So, got 5 things we're watching for, some insights, some analysis here on this game. Rocky is back. It's the sequel. I think that means, well, Rocky won the first one. In the real movie, Rocky lost. But this is Rocky Lombardi. Michigan State's quarterback beat these Wolverines last year on Halloween in the Big House. Dropped these numbers: 17 of 32, 323 yards, and 3 touchdowns as Michigan State's quarterback. But apparently wasn't good enough to be the quarterback anymore, so he has done a transfer. He is now at Northern Illinois, and he is now their quarterback, but not playing as good as he did against Don Brown's disjointed defense and just brutal secondary last year. They lost, folks, to Montana last week. They won their opener against Georgia Tech somehow, but then went on the road, gave up 50-burger to Montana. I don't know how that's possible. In that game, Lombardi threw 3 interceptions, so he's not necessarily tearing it up like he did against Michigan's secondary last year, and we'll see what we get from him this year under Mike Macdonald. But Rocky, we must break him, all right? Just like the movie Rocky IV with the Russian, when he said it, I guess, to Apollo initially, I must break him. Maybe he said to Rocky, whatever it is. No, it was, I must break you, he said to Rocky. Rocky, we must break him. Jim Harbaugh, Mike Macdonald, don't want him to get hurt or anything. Just break his spirits, crush him, get a little revenge game. They got some revenge with Giles Jackson last week. Let's get revenge from Rocky Lombardi from last year's second game, the loss to Michigan State when he dropped 323 and 3 touchdowns, because, frankly, it leaves a bad taste in my mouth. It's probably the worst loss versus expectations of the Jim Harbaugh era. Michigan was expected to beat that Michigan State team by probably 40 points, according to most people. That's probably my prediction, like 55-10 or something like that. But with this topic of Rocky, let me ask you guys this question. Little movie Friday for us. Which is your favorite Rocky movie? If you say Rocky 5, you're a cop. If you say, did they create like a Rocky 6, but like they didn't call it Rocky 6? It's like Rocky the Legend. I don't know what it is. I know they've got the Apollo ones. If you say Rocky 5, definite cop. 1, 2, 3, or 4. I'm going to go 4. And that maybe look like an amateur because, 4, it's commercial. 4, it's this. Like USA versus Russia. going over there, beating him in the Soviet right in front of the Kremlin, all that stuff. That's the best Rocky in my opinion. I know Rocky won one of the awards and the Oscars and all that stuff, all the acclaim. Rocky 4, for my money, anytime it's on TV, I will not turn it off. That is a fact. I don't care what else is going on in my life. I will watch Rocky 4 every single day of the week if there became a Rocky 4 channel on cable. Odds for this game, Michigan is a 27.5-point favorite. Over-under is 54. Look on my app, BetQL here, and I'm going to give you a little scoop because I wonder what they think about this game. Michigan, 27.5-point favorite, 54 over-under. And if you guys are betting on games, like I said, I bet on games every week. I put them in my Twitter account. I'll show you some of my bets for the NFL here coming up. Use BetQL. BetQL gives you 5-star ratings to a bunch of different games, college, pro, and not just football, baseball, basketball, etc. In college football, this week, they've got a handful of 5 stars. I gave you an NFL 5-star BetQL bet a couple days ago. Let's pull this up really quick, see what they've got for college football. Woo! Buffalo plus 14 against Coastal Carolina is one of their 5 stars. Oh, baby. I'll have to pull up the Michigan game. How about this one? Nebraska plus 22.5 is a 5-star bet. That's an interesting one, though. They went 13-2 in their 5-star bets in the NFL in week 1. Get an advantage. If you only want college football, $15 a month, you get 25% off with our promo code. If you want college and NFL, it's 20. Get 25% off that. JetSports.com/MichiganQL. Ooh, there's some good games in there. I've been teasing you. I've been wetting the beak a little bit for you with some of it. Now all these games are BetQL games. I'm not just. I still use my intuition. That Saints at Carolina is one of their 5-star picks for just against the spread. So that is definitely one that I'm putting my money on with BetQL's advice. Lions Green Bay going over 48.5. Cowboys versus Chargers over 55.5. Raiders, this is a tough one. Like short week for the Raiders, right? Monday Night Football, they got to travel east, play an early game on Sunday for them at least. 5.5 points at Steelers, but I think they're going to ride the momentum of that Monday Night Football. And then I've got the Bucs crushing the Falcons at home. Those are my 5 NFL picks. I'm using BetQL to get insights and analysis, and I certainly recommend that you guys do too. At least try them out. Download the app. Give it a shot. See if they can help you win your bets. Here are the stats for Northern Illinois' offense, right? After 2 weeks, they're putting up 184.5 yards passing per game, number 98 in the country. So Michigan's not very much better, obviously. And so that's what Rocky Lombardi's doing through the air. Rushing, though, we'll talk about the running back coming up here at the end of the show. 204 yards per game. That's number 37 in the country. Michigan, by the way, top 5 rushing team in America. That shouldn't be a surprise after back-to-back 300-yard games. 389 overall. It's number 71. And then they're putting up 32.5 points per game. So although some people are saying that this Northern Illinois offense is pretty good, they put up 43 points in a loss to Montana, 22 in a win versus Georgia Tech. I'm not really that concerned about it. But there is one aspect, it's not Rocky Lombardi, that we're going to talk with our number 5 item and what to watch for. But number 2 is passing game concerns. I put on the show, the post-game show on Saturday. Was it time to give, maybe I did my like Twitter halftime selfie show actually. Was it time to give Cade McNamara or JJ McCarthy some snaps of the ones against Washington the other day? Because I don't necessarily think that there was. But Cade McNamara, 7 of 15, 44 yards, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions in this one against Washington last week. And if you remember, 33 of those were to Cornelius Johnson, much right after catch. So in those other 14 passes, Michigan got 11 yards, right? I think Michigan's wide receivers had negative receiving yards on the day, right? One of them had -2, another one -1, something like that. So not much going through the passing game at all. So in this game, it shouldn't be close, given what we've seen. Is it time to give J.J. McCarthy some time in some real playing time? Do you want to give him the second quarter? I'm not necessarily calling for a Brady and Henson. One guy plays the first, one guy plays the second. The better player starts the second. I think stick with Cade McNamara, at least for now. Game managers can win national titles. Game managers can win Big Ten titles, even though in this new passing era. Prior to Tua, that was what Alabama went on for a decade plus of Nick Saban was game manager quarterbacks. But in this one, where Michigan's expected to win by 4 touchdowns, I think it's a good idea to maybe give J.J. McCarthy the second quarter, bring Cade McNamara in later on the game. So we'll see if Michigan does that. If they follow my advice, we all know they watch the show. But I don't know if they've subscribed yet, so if they might subscribe, but if you haven't, though, please do. We're getting close to 15,000, which would be a big milestone for us here at the show. 14,348 of you have subscribed. It's youtube.com/MichiganTV. Turn on those notifications, whatever, so you get push notifications when we do videos. We're doing a video after every game. We're doing a video the next day. Try and do one every single day of the month, but I had to travel this week and just had too much going on. We missed a day or two. So 15,000 subscribers is the goal. Love to get there this month. We got 14 days left in the month of September. 13 days, 13 and a half if you count today. Be a big number. 652 you left to get there. Please subscribe, youtube.com/MichiganTV. All right, the Blake Corum Hype Train. I'm trying to be the conductor of it because I'm just excited watching him play. We saw it in glimpses last year as a true freshman, but then Michigan just kind of stopped using him in the passing game, didn't really put him in the running game much as the year went on. But wow, is he off to a heck of a start to his season, folks. And really, people might say, oh, it's a game against Washington, they suck. Oh, it's a game against this team. It's like, whatever it is, he is now number one in the country in all-purpose yards, okay? 221.5 yards all-purpose. Now, that's receiving, rushing, and the return game. He's not Michigan's punt returner, so kickoff returner. He's only returned 3 this year, so it's 1.5. So it's not like he's getting like 10 kickoff returns a game to pad the stats. He's a 19-yard per game lead over the number 2 in that category. So he's having a hell of a year as Michigan's backup quarterback. 5 touchdowns through 2 games, 4 on the ground, 1 through the air. That's a heck of a pace. I don't know if we've seen a Michigan player really kind of come out of and start a year off like this in a while. I could go back to 2010, Denard Robinson in the opener against UConn, and then the second game against Notre Dame. He was going like 150 passing and rushing, and then he went like 250 at Notre Dame. The next game, Blake Corum, as impressive of numbers, right? He's doing it really well on the run, doing really well catching the ball, and on kickoff returns, number 3 in the country. Only 3 kickoff turns total, so that one long run in the opener is potentially a little pushing the numbers higher than they probably typically are. But 42.7 yards per return puts him number 3 in America after 2 weeks in kickoff returns. So I'm hoping he doesn't get hurt. Of course, Rodney Mel got hurt, so people are saying, take Blake off the kickoff returns. I disagree. Keep him on. He is certainly electric. We want to put the ball in his hands as many times as we can. All right, Michigan, Northern Illinois, go down in the comments. 25. All right, producer in the ear is like, James, you said 50. Okay, we're changing to 50. We'll get the graphics teams on there. It's 50 now because we did have somebody properly predict it in the second game. So I said if someone gets it, we'll bump it up to 50. So we'll wet the beak a little bit, fitty bones, go down, predict the score. If you edit, though, here's what we're putting out there. This is mean guy Yoder. Any editing of comments, banning you from the channel for life. And I got contacts at Google. I'm going to ban you from the internet for life, okay? You're banned from the internet for life if you edit your score prediction, try and pull a fast one over on me, not having it anymore. On the Venmo, my guy Jace25, $50 for this week. So go down in the comments, Michigan, Northern Illinois, correctly predict the score, get it in before kickoff, and let me know which team wins. Can Michigan go for 300 yards rushing again in this one? Blake Corum, certainly the talk of the town. And frankly, he's getting a little bit of Heisman buzz. He has another 150-yard game, scores a good touchdown or 2. He's going to be right in the thick of that Heisman. I know, September Heisman. Who leads the country in September Heismans in the last decade or 2? It's Michigan. But how about Hassan Haskins? 40 carries this season. He has not taken a carry for loss. Every single time he has touched the ball, he is the only player in the country that has more than 15 carries through 2 weeks and has not had a single carry for loss. What does that mean? Offensive line is obviously doing their job. But Hassan Haskins is not dancing around the backfield. He's not getting stuffed. He is seeing the hole and at least getting to it before a defender gets there every single time he touches the ball. I like what I see out of him. Obviously, Blake Corum is hitting the holes as well. And those two, as I said a couple days ago, I think they're the best 2-back combo Michigan's had in the past 20 years. I don't know if it's close. We could be jumping ahead of ourselves here. They might all of a sudden just turn into a disastrous season like many of us predicted before the year. But if things keep up, this is a great combo. Hassan Haskins could technically come back next year if he wanted to. He's got an extra year of eligibility. So they could have another year in 2022 as well. But 40 carries, 0 for loss in 2021 is pretty awesome. And the Northern Illinois defense, they have 273 yards rushing against Georgia Tech, another 191 in a loss and 50 points they gave up against Wyoming last week. So I think Michigan will will likely get 300 yards on the ground again. If they're up by 3 or 4 touchdowns, you know Jim Harbaugh, he's just going to run it 19 times in a row in the fourth quarter. Obviously, Donovan Edwards and some other guys might get some play there, but I'm expecting Michigan to definitely stick to the running game one more time. Told you about BetQL. $15 a month for college football, $20 a month for college football and NFL. You get 25% off, but maybe this is a little bit better deal for you if you're going to put money out in games. If you live in the state of Michigan, go to that URL down there, chatsports.com/MichiganMGM. I'll put both links down in the comments. I'll put them in the description as well, so don't freak out if you forget them. But go to that website. It'll drop you on the BetQL BetMGM sportsbook partnership page. Sign up and make your first deposit of $10. When you make a $10 bet, just $10, you get a free year of BetQL service. It's a $180 value for $10 to make a $10 bet. Believe me, you won't find a better deal out there. BetMGM, BetQL, hooking you up, and I am the messenger of said hookup. Chatsports.com/MichiganMGM. Number 5 on our list, stop running back Harrison Waylee. Right? This is the only way I see that Michigan struggles in this game is if Harrison Waylee continues to go off like he has in his first 2 games this year. Take a look at these stats right here for him. 53 carries so far for the Northern Illinois running back, 323 yards, 3 touchdowns. He is averaging 6 yards per game this season so far. So it is pretty interesting to see what Michigan does against this running back. He is probably the best running back that they will have faced this year, of course. And based on what Washington and some other teams have done, he might be the best running back in the first half of the season that Michigan will face. So stop Harrison Waylee. I think is a big-time priority. Obviously, you want to break Rocky, but if he even gets some yards going, this isn't a Michigan State team. This is a Northern Illinois team. So even if Rocky Lombardi gets it going through the air, I still think that Michigan should win this one handily. If Harrison Waylee, though, gets 150, 175 yards, that changes the dynamic. Michigan may struggle in this one, and it might still be in a 1 or 2 score game as we enter the fourth quarter. All right, those are my 5 things to watch for. I'll be back within minutes after Michigan, Northern Illinois tomorrow afternoon, so make sure you subscribe to the channel and get our post-game instant reaction tomorrow after Michigan versus Northern Illinois. Until then, go Blue.